The real reason that you have problems in bed is because you don't know your type. And I'm not talking about the type of person you're attracted to. I'm talking about your erotic type. In other words, your blueprint, your wiring, the thing that makes you, you, and your eroticism, your turn-ons and your turn-offs unique. You see, every single person has one of these 5 erotic blueprints, and today I'm going to break them down for you. The erotic blueprints were created by my mentor and coach, Jaya. She is a total freaking genius, sexological body worker, world-renowned sexual expert, best-selling author, you name it, she's a freaking genius. And she created these erotic blueprints, or I should say she discovered them through working with literally thousands of people and noticing that different bodies responded to different kinds of stimulation. From that, she was able to discover 5 main erotic blueprints and has developed an entire body of work on how to use these blueprints to have an amazing love life, how to maximize your passion, your pleasure, your excitement, your fulfillment in the bedroom, how to have better sex with your spouse, even if you're stuck in a sexless marriage, and how to live a more fulfilled life of pleasure even outside of the bedroom. And I say all of this as a certified erotic blueprint coach myself. I've been studying directly under Jaya for the last 3 years, and I have been learning how to apply this system to both singles and couples. So if you're interested, feel free to check out my links in the description below. I'm happy to help you use this to improve your love life. Okay, but let's get into what the erotic blueprints actually are and why the heck you should care. Well, the erotic blueprints, number one, are for everybody. No matter how great the sex that you're already having is, it can always be improved. But there are certain people for whom the erotic blueprints are really, really crucial. These are people who are having discrepancies in their arousal type between them and their partner. So if you and your girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife or spouse or life partner are having differences in the bedroom, whether that leads to one person feeling rejected, not having the kind of sex or enough sex, whether that means that one person jumps and pulls away every time that you try to initiate sex with them, whether you've been doing this for 2 months or 20 years, this is who the erotic blueprints are really immediately best at serving. But it's not just people in relationships. Single folks and folks who think that sex really isn't for them. They don't really understand what the big deal is all about. Why does everybody make such a big deal about sex? People who have never experienced an orgasm. People who feel like they've had sex that they just didn't enjoy, and they want to figure out a way to enjoy sex again. They want to figure out a way to make sex with a partner feel good for them. No matter what your sexual problem is, no matter what challenge you're trying to overcome, an understanding of the erotic blueprints will help you to get to know yourself, to get to know how you work, and to get to know everyone around you, all of your lovers and friends, and even people with whom you don't have any kind of intimate relationship. You will experience them on a deeper level, and you'll be able to appreciate them and get your own needs met much more easily once you understand the erotic blueprints. Let's talk about what the blueprints actually are. As I mentioned, there are 5 core erotic blueprint types. Everyone falls under one of these 5 types, and some of us experience more than one. I'll get into that in just a second. If you want to learn which type you are, I'm going to make a link to a quiz in the description of this video, but don't go just yet, because I want to help you to understand them a little bit further. Then you go take the quiz. It will tell you what percentage you are of each of the types and share some more information from there. Also, if you're interested in learning more, I'm making a second video to this series explaining in depth how you can use each of these erotic blueprints to get better in bed and enjoy sex more. So stick around and check that one out too. All right, let's get into the 5 types. First off is the energetic blueprint. These are people who are turned on by tease, anticipation, and space, and who can be turned off or short circuit by a lover who goes too quickly, too directly for their genitals, or gives them too much stimulation all at once. The second blueprint is the sensual blueprint. Sensuals enjoy being turned on in all of their 5 senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. They can also get turned off by things in each of those 5 senses as well, like a dirty room. And they can sometimes get stuck up in their head while they're being intimate, which can cause them to lose their orgasm. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? We just had it. Now it's gone. The next blueprint is the sexual blueprint. And the sexual blueprint is what most of us think sex and eroticism are really all about. It's focused on genitals and orgasms and XXX and strip clubs and porn. That's the sexual blueprint. But as you're learning already, that is not the whole story, even if it's the one that most of us have been sold. The shadow side of the sexual blueprint is because they are so easy to turn on and sex is just like drinking water or breathing air to them. They can sometimes oversimplify sex and not get what the big deal is about or why someone would need special touch or eye contact or deep breathing or massages or candles, you name it, in order to enjoy a sexual experience. The fourth blueprint is the kinky blueprint. And before you start to go off into 50 Shades of Grey territory and think about whips and cuffs, I want you to consider that kinky is actually broken down into both physical and psychological categories. And really what is kink is just what's taboo to you. So whatever is outside of the lines and is not allowed, that, whether that's doggy style or a hardcore bondage scene where you get sealed into a rubber vacuum bed with flowers on your body, which is top of my to-do list. Kinky is very, very relative. The downside of people who have the kinky blueprint or the shadow side of the kinky blueprint is that they can experience a lot of shame around their desires or sometimes can need more and more intense stimulation or more intense taboo stuff in order to get off. And then finally, number 5 is the shapeshifter. And the shapeshifter is someone who is into all of the previous blueprints. They can have all of the superpowers of those blueprints. They can also have all of the shadow sides. The important thing about the shapeshifter is that they actually need to have all 4 of these blueprint types met for them to feel super fulfilled and sexually satisfied. A lot of shapeshifters go really hungry because they've never had all of their needs met. They've never been truly filled in all 4 of the other blueprints. The thing about shapeshifters is that they actually shapeshift to whatever partner they're with. So if you're with an energetic partner, you get into your energetic blueprint. If you're with a sensual partner, you get into your sensual blueprint. And that is what leaves you feeling like you're never actually getting all of your needs met. It's like you're just speaking the language of the person who's in front of you instead of speaking all of the languages that you have access to. And I will tell you, it was at this moment when I first heard about the blueprints that I realized that I was a starving shapeshifter. And suddenly I had the language to describe what was happening in my own sex life. And I immediately went and took the quiz that I'm going to link in the description below and found out what my blueprint type was. And I immediately signed up for coaching because I knew that there was so much more for me to learn. And there's so much for me to share with you in the next video: why the erotic blueprints make you a superstar lover and how to use each of those 5 blueprint types in bed tonight so that you can have even better sex, whether that's sex with yourself or with your partner. I will see you in the next video. I'm Caitlin B. Thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah.